Hello, everyone, and welcome to Galactic Gab. I'm Tanys Coughlan from Twillo Lifestyle Community, Twillo Lifestyle Academy, and I am joined by these two beautiful ladies, Dr. Lisa Thompson, welcome, and Jennifer Jurkofsky.
Hello, hello.
Hello.
How's it going, guys?
It's going.
It's like a shell shock response. It's like,
well, like I was sharing just before we started this, I don't know what's going on, but this week has been more of a whirlwind for me than some of the previous weeks have been.
mm-hmm.
Just in like feeling the energy and having the impact of it, right? Feeling like everything's great. And then I want to cry. And then I'm like, what's going on? And then
Yep. Kaylee says that response is so accurate. We do our best. Well, we've also had the full moon this week, right? So that just intensifies things and stuff too, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, for sure. I'm feeling that as well. You, Lisa?
Well, I had a really interesting activation this week on Tuesday, working with my coach. And so that's been the energies processing through me.
Nice.
Cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
Cool. It's a time for activations. I ended up, I guess it was 2 weeks ago now, but I was a guest teacher. And so I ended up teaching about light language. And I did an activation for the people in the class. I ended up getting an activation because then it was like a whole bunch of my clients after that, they wanted to come through. So it was like intensifying all of it and bringing more through. So yeah, so that was fun.
Yeah.
I think. Oh, I think it might be more than just Tuesdays, but for all of us, not just you, Kaylee, and not just you, Lisa. Like all of us are having crazy days.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Indeed. So, what do we want to talk about? Do we want to pick a card first, and then we'll talk about some of the other things?
I think we should jump in.
Okay, we can do that. Jen?
So, I know we've been talking a lot about this book, Starlit Path, Iron Legacy, and it's been, a whole lot of stuff going on, but my goal is to have it launched on August 8th on Lionsgate. And so super, super excited. Looking at figuring out what to do, like with getting, it all ready and all of that. And if I'm going to launch just the book, or I also have a compendium to go with it. And I have, you can get your Starseed guide. So you can actually go on and type in all your info, and it will be available for you to actually download all of the starseeds associated with your astrological chart. So
it's awesome. I'm a test subject.
So everything is like just at that place of it's just about there. The book is like basically done. Just waiting on like final little snippets of stuff, but it's ready to go. The compendium is in its editing process now. And we finally got the guide operating properly. So Tanys was able to get a full actual write-up that didn't have a whole lot of this like page issue stuff in it. So hopefully all of those will be able to come out at the same time. But as it is right now, just the book itself, they just keep telling me do it, get it out. It's ready. So I'm going to do it. So this time next month, like next time we're on here, it should be published. And those of you who want it should have access to it.
So you've got some nice comments here. Hello, Hypnicity. Lani's here with us. And we've got Kaylee, and she's saying cool. I know I'm mixing up the order for everybody here, but it's me, and I'm going to blame it on the energy. And Kaylee says, so excited for you. Nalani says the same. So
yeah,
we're excited too.
It's super exciting. And it's, it's close to my heart just because it came through, but it's what, well, I mean, we knew Tanys and we knew we had lives together, but then Lisa, like, it's because of that transmission and coming through and remembering that lifetime that I just knew I knew you immediately when we first met. Yeah. And so it's really special to me in that way too, because it's allowed that deep connection and understanding where that comes from. Like, oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And those of you that haven't heard the story, like, we got on Twillo Talk and started talking about it offline afterwards. And we all ended up in tears. So it was really a big visceral response to the memories and stuff. So I just got tingles.
Yeah, I have a lot of energy coming into the back. So
yes.
I'm here.
So I think all of us have experienced a certain part of this where we're actually like 1 foot in the other lifetime and 1 foot in this one at various times. I think, Lisa, you've been doing it longer because you were doing it before we even connected and stuff, right? Channeling that part of you.
Yeah. So. And I mean, I first met Uluru, me, October of 2018. But I didn't know it was me until I started doing my UFO tours and writing my Connection to the Cosmos book. And that was in 2022.
Yeah.
And then when I had that aha moment, like, oh, this is me. And yeah, it's a crazy journey, right?
So what we should do is, can you tell us a little bit about Uluru?
So in that life, I am a master healer. And I mean, how much more do you want me to say?
I guess that maybe, Jen, what's your, how much do you want us to leave?
Go for it.
Yeah.
Whatever they're telling you to say, it's meant to be. So.
Well, I'm reading the book, like I've probably read the book 4 times, and you've changed it a little bit here and there, but like, it doesn't get tiring.
Not at all.
There's so much in there.
Yeah. We're just going to tell you like snippets about little pieces about our lives, but it's like totally like, there's all sorts of other awesome goodies about the whole galactic history. And everything.
And I think too, the first time it came through, I had like a section of it. Then I got so much more. So it just expanded on the stories and, everybody's kind of stuff. And even the updated version had more even on what had gone on with Uluru and well.
Go ahead. You too.
I'm handing over the torch. You can share about what resonates for you and
so in that life, I was very, I guess, very big heart, very compassionate. And I knew that not all of the draconians, not all of any of the ones that supported them, like individuals, were of that dark side, of that dark nature. And, I think we as humans like to lump things into, well, they're all bad. And I know I hear a lot of people do that with certain races, ET races, here on Earth. And even like as me, before I even read your book and understood my role, that's how I have been. I've understood that individuals are different. You can't just lump everyone into one basket, right?
Yeah.
So I had proposed to the greater forming federation that I really wanted to help transition those that wanted to transition to the light and get out of the empire. And so I was granted that, and was in a very remote outpost. And what's interesting is, so since you have written your book and we went through the regression and I got more memories back, I've been starting to write stuff down too.
Me
and I know,
too.
Tanys, you've been writing stuff too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically I was there to hold space, to transition, to help heal, and usher in the light for the ones that wanted to transition. And do you want me to say any more?
Sure.
Okay.
I mean, your role is, we talk, all of our roles were very significant.
Yeah.
But like what you did in your role allowed for so much to happen from that, right? We talk about how, you know, one little act can impact exponentially through.
This role was that.
In the book, that's kind of what I focus on with Uluru, is that role that you played, and the impact that had. And I don't even know that in the book I do enough justice to that, because of your heart and because of what you held space for. Like, your actions allowed eventually for the war to end.
Yeah.
And that is an incredible thing to see, that like not only were you able to help these, you know, individual draconians that wanted to get out, but there was this unfolding that happened because of what you did.
Yeah.
That saved all of us.
I guess I'll expand a little bit on that then. No, dogs can be quiet. So once the outpost was established and word was getting out that I was helping, there was a Mintonkan woman who had been raped by the Draconians. She was pregnant, and there was a very open-hearted Draconian that was kind of playing double agent, or didn't want to be part of that got her out safely and brought her to me. And I was able to help her give birth so that she didn't die, the baby didn't die. And so you have this Mintonkan Draconian hybrid, Kelveron, who ended up joining forces with both of you guys and helping get intel to stop the war.
Yeah. Yeah. It's so interesting. I mean, obviously it was channeled through and all of that, but even just hearing you saying it, even though I know exactly what's written in there, I still get full body shivers.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's just confirmation, right? That we're all seeing the truth in what it was.
And when you guys did the regression with me, what was fascinating was I could actually see energetically how I was able to get the baby out of her, because it wasn't through like a traditional human C-section. It was all energy. Yeah. So I was able to manipulate the molecules to basically just lift him out from her. Yeah.
It was pretty cool because we were all on the journey together and we saw it and it was fun.
Yeah.
It was amazing. Absolutely.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Well,
we certainly don't have that technology at the moment here, so.
No. And then even after the war, I was still feeling compelled to go back to the outpost to just continue out that role, because there were more and more that after the war needed that deep healing.
Yeah. Of course, we had PTSD from all of that, you know. A lot of the galaxy did. We didn't call it that, but you know, there was that, it was that sort of post-traumatic experience that needed to be healed at a galactic level, like not even just individual level. So, because we're all connected, so we all felt it. So, Jen, do you want to tell a little bit about ours?
I can. What was coming through though? So on Wednesday, Beyond Being Human had a full moon gathering. And one of the things that we were talking about in that was how we are all connected and we are part of them, right? We're not different. And we often think like, okay, well, they're extraterrestrial, they're out there, they're something else. And yet we are all connected. We're from them. And so of course there is an opening that's happening for us now because of that connection. And so much of the story, one of the comments in there is about that application from then to now, right? Yes, thank you, Kaylee. And I'm really seeing that connection. You said about how we're 1 foot in there and 1 foot in here. And so much of who we were then is coming through now. And I find even how I present, how I show up, the way I feel about it is shifting because I'm bringing through this other part of me. And that's holding space for me in ways that, Earth Jen 3D is like, oh, about any of that. But Lyra and me is able to go, no, it's okay.
Yeah.
We got this.
It's funny. I was pulled into a meeting in meditation into the other lifetime, but I had my human brain on. And so they were asking me questions. I'm like, dudes, I got my human brain on. Like, Chariel is not here at the moment. Because I was like not able to, they were asking stuff that I've never heard of before. I was like, I think I need to be more in my, more in my other self first. They just rolled their eyes and said, we'll wait.
Okay, bring her forward. Yeah. So, okay. So you asked about sharing a bit about who we were too. So I'll share a little bit about kind of the way the book unfolds. So the first part of it is a history. And I am introducing us as we started as energy. And we all started as energy. So this is all of our stories. Nobody is excluded here. And how we decided that through over time, we wanted to be able to incarnate. We wanted to be able to have more experiences and different experiences. And so we decided to do that. And actually, when I did, what is it called? Kind of like the regression we did, but the quantum.
Yeah, quantum healing technique.
QHHT or something.
Yeah, there's another.
Yeah. I couldn't remember exactly what it was, but I had one of those after all of this came through. And one of the first things that came out in that was my experience of actually coming into form from energy and that lifetime of doing that. So it was beautiful to see that it very much resonated with what had come through in the book, even though I'm not talking about that particular lifetime in there, but being able to talk about the history of it. Right? And then we talk about, the galactic history as a whole and what was happening during that time in the Orion Wars and how that came to be, and the Great Scattering when planets were destroyed and we all had to find new homes and what that looked like. So there's that full history, but then it goes into our story. And that's really where you get to know each of us in that lifetime. And I found stepping into this role very intimidating in a lot of ways. So I know, Lisa, you had talked about, you knew you and for a time, and you were working together and learning from yourself. before you knew that that was who you were. This is, for me, it was almost like a shock to the system, because I didn't really know. I knew about the lifetime, and I knew that these things had happened, but I hadn't been connected with me then up until all of this came through. So stepping into some of the roles that I've stepped into since then, again, you both have been galactic ambassadors. You've been doing that work. I, very hesitantly was like, yes, okay, fine. I'll join the Elders Council. I don't know what that means, but do I really want to do this? And Tanys is like, yes, I'm in. And,
I'm like, come on, Jen, let's do it. And she's like, okay.
So I feel that my unfolding, and I feel that this blessing of having this come through helped me to accept and allow this unfolding to happen, because there was definitely some resistance on my end.
Well, I mean, one of your first memories was the planet, because we were on Zoom at the time, and that was traumatic. It was like you were experiencing it all over again. And, it was very, so there's been a lot of healing for all of us during this process in terms of working through stuff that had happened then. And I think, your hesitation to sort of jump into things probably comes from that, because like, what else am I going to remember?
Well, and, I think part of it is I knew about that lifetime. And I remember the first time it came through and crying, knowing that my world is destroyed, my family is gone. There's a lot of pain that comes with that. But part of me, I think, kind of just shut down to that after it came through.
Mm-hmm.
And then you'd pull cards, and every single time you'd pull a card, it's like, your family's okay. And I'm like, yeah, I know, my family's fine. They're all fine. I mean, I don't understand why I keep getting this card. And then one day it was like, whoa, that family. And I just bawled my eyes out. I was like, okay, I understand now why this keeps coming up. And I think since that realization, that card really hasn't come out very much.
Nope, we haven't seen it since.
So I needed to get that message.
Definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And so we knew each other when we were kids in that lifetime. Do you want to talk about that a little bit? I'll let you do it, because I don't want to give too much away.
Well, and I don't know, should I share this? Should I not? Again, let them kind of guide it. But yeah, we were, this was something else that was super cool. So during the meeting on Wednesday, somebody was talking about this experience where one of the people actually was brought into school with the Galactics as a child, and they were learning and traveling and doing all of this. And I just put in the comments, I'm like, oh, Celestial Academy. Of course, nobody had any idea what I was talking about.
I would have.
You would have if you had been there. You both would have. But in that moment, I just couldn't help myself. I just had to put it in the comments. But it was beautiful, because we were hearing about it's, still happening, and people are being brought into the academy. So we grew up together, and our parents had us in the Celestial Academy together, and we would do trips to different planets and learn all kinds of things from all different worlds. It's not at all like it is here, where you just kind of get that, ethnocentric learning of whatever it is your culture wants to teach you. There, it was very much a galactic learning. And so we would go from planet to planet and learn about their cultures and learn about how they lived and teach each other and learn from each other. It's such a beautiful way of being in the galaxy, I'll say, instead of, in the world. So that was kind of some of the first memories that we had that came out together.
Yeah, because we had some joint ones around that. One of us would be saying something about it, and the other would be like, oh, and there was this. And then the other one's, oh yeah, and we did this. So it was kind of like a joint effort when it was all coming back.
Yeah.
And we realized that we had been, even though we were different races, ET races, because I was Palladian and she was Lyran, and even though we were different races, we were the best of friends in that time. And so that was, our parents were good friends, and so we became good friends as well. And that was forged during the wars, of course, as well.
Yeah.
Whenever you have that sort of thing, it forges different relationships and stronger relationships and all of that stuff. So, and then we ended up growing up a little bit, not as much as we should have. And through some tragedy, which I don't want to spoil, we end up taking on leadership roles in basically in the Galactic Federation. We were involved in that. So we
so you'll have to read it to find out what we did.
Trying to give enough of a tease, but yeah. So there's definitely a lot of galactic history, in that book and between us, all of us, all three of us. Yeah.
Well, and for me, what's fascinating too is, like, you guys live in Canada, I live in Hawaii, but you've also met other people who is in the book.
And they're all over the world. They're not all here.
Yeah.
Right? Because we've got one in Illinois. Is that where he is? No.
I don't know.
Anyway.
In the States somewhere.
Another one in the States. And then a few from around here. But there's
a couple.
There's more to come in.
There's
and there's another one here.
5 minutes. Right. That's right. Yep. Yes, Ohio. Thank you.
Yeah. And I love what Kaylee said up there. I'm excited to see how the book helps others step into themselves. Yeah, because it really has been neat to see each time even a section is read to somebody where it resonates, and having that ability to see them shift a bit as that energy comes in, and they go, oh yeah, okay, and begin to kind of embody a little bit more of that, because we're needed in the world. And whether you identify specifically with somebody in it or just the energy of it, it's still meant to kind of be a catalyst to help transmit that energy so that we can transform and hold space for it moving forward.
Yeah, and I think you brought something up earlier, Lisa, about how we judge one race as being all one way in the ET races, and we kind of do that here. So there's a lot of lessons from that time that we could bring forward here in terms of that, right? Many other things too, of course, but that's a prime one for our evolution right now, is that acknowledging the oneness and the love and the accepting each other for wherever we are. So
yeah. Well, I think as we're moving closer and closer to society open contact, not just personal open contact, it's more and more important for people to start really getting over their fears of things that look different. Even people that look different. Like, people are so judgy over, whether it's skin color or size or shape or, whatever it is. And, some of maybe the first ET groups that will come look more like us, but then there are so many that don't. And so, so I know my team, they really, part of why I came to be a biologist as my first career was to really appreciate that biodiversity that we have here on Earth.
Yeah.
and understand form and function really go hand in hand. And so what I would offer to those watching or listening, that if you do have, like even with certain insects, like a lot of people are like, ew, gross. Like really take a look at the beauty of what these things that you might deem gross, and look at how they live, look at how the magic of what they do. And the more that you can start appreciating that, then it will expand you into being open to other people, beings, things of that nature.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so this is an interesting comment. I think I've seen hybrids here.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yes, indeed.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we've had them in the other dimensions for a long time here. But there's full ETs here,
Mm-hmm.
not just hybrids. That we don't see them necessarily, you know, out on the street all the time, although it's coming. But they are here.
Well, and I think that's why what Lisa was saying is so important, because in order for that time to come, we really have to shift the way that we perceive and what kind of judgments and all come in when we perceive something that's different.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So I really appreciate, you know, as you're saying with the biology piece, just enjoy, like take time to see the beauty in all the things, even the things that are scary, because we're definitely going to need that before they can come.
Yeah, I mean, and I think all three of us have hybrid children that are likely going to be part of one of the waves coming down. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm anxious to meet my daughter.
The full goosies on that one. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking forward to that. I miss her still. Even though I can go and visit her, I still, you know, it's different. It's different. It's so that lifetime for me was pretty intense. I actually had memories of that lifetime almost, I think, even before you and I were working together, Jen, because that first visual on the ship where I was in first person looking down at my own hands and they were blue, which was from that lifetime. That was early in my journey, because I remember being really kind of startled, like, what? It was like just when I was learning about galactics, and I didn't even connect the two until that visual, and I went, oh, I could have been one. Okay. And so then as the story unfolded, it made a lot of sense with that visual. And another one, the one on the stairs, Jen, that's the other one I'm referring to. So the first one was in a ship with plants, which, you know, my mother in that time was very like a healer and very much into plant healing.
She was one of my very good friends.
Yes. Yes. And that was, we used to go all over looking for the healing plants and bringing them back. And so the visual that I had was one of those. And that was early. And then I think the next one I had, which was, I mean, we were aware of this lifetime, but not, you hadn't received all the downloads, and I hadn't had too many memories yet at that point. But I saw myself on this big staircase with this big train coming down the back. And there was like this, it was like a, I don't know, at the time it just looked like a ceremony of some kind. And it was heavy, like the energy was really heavy. So I didn't really understand it, but I saw it then. And then as you got your download, it all fell into place. Like all of those little snippets that I had had over the years, like fell into place. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it could have been. So Kaylee says, I had my mom tell me I looked blue one time. I wonder if it was my other self slipping through. Mm-hmm.
Quite possible.
Possibly. Because actually, when, as I mentioned at the beginning of the show, that activation that happened this week with one of my coach, when she was doing the process with me, she said my face was fully shape-shifting into different galactic races. Like she could see. And it was really fast and so many of them.
Oh yeah, I just got chills on that too.
Oh wow.
And I didn't know till after the process that she was seeing that, but I was seeing like flash of all of my different aspects, more than the 13 that I do with this. So like, okay, team, I guess let's bring it on.
Might as well know them all.
Mm-hmm.
For sure. That's cool.
How exciting, though, to be able to connect with such an unfolding.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be a lot to begin to integrate.
It's a lot.
So that's your week or month as you integrate into those different beings.
Mm-hmm.
Call upon the energies, get to know them. Mm-hmm. So what else would you like to share, Jen? We'll take your lead.
Well,
there's a bit of a love story.
There is a love story
for both of you guys.
There is, yeah. Do you want to share that?
Sure.
Or part of it, like just snippets?
Well, one of the things that, we've come to understand is that in that lifetime and probably, previous lifetimes and all, there were different ceremonies and rituals that we would do to help us get through all kinds of things. And part of it was we would have these ceremonies that would connect us energetically at a soul level. And it wasn't just a marriage kind of thing, though we had ceremonies that were similar to that. These were ceremonies that involved more people. And so we had, a ceremony after the war with everybody that we were close to that, enhanced that bond and that connection. But then we also had one with just the four of us. So Tanys and myself and two others. And that energy, in this lifetime, we still feel that energy and we can still feel connected to it and know where that energy is. And it was fascinating to come to understand that, we were together and at one point Tanys had said, do you know who Ryan's energy is? And I said, well, I don't think it's here. And then Tanys shared that you had a guide that has been with you that had this energy. And I said, yeah, I do think that that's it, because that's how I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it as not here, but not here, right?
Yeah, energetically, yeah.
And
it turned out the name was correct.
And the name was the same. Yeah. So I do feel that we have, some of the things that we had done during that time have really connected us throughout. And I think this is why we were able to come back together, because we did these things that set it apart so that our souls would journey together through lifetimes. And it doesn't mean that we were together in every single one of them, because obviously sometimes some of us stay behind to help guide and all of that. But we are in these cohorts that travel together. And so some of the ceremonies that we had done are in the book, and I share about that and share about the energy of it and how it unfolded. And as I'm gonna cry, as that was coming through for me, I could feel it again. I could feel being in that ceremony and the energy coming and what that felt like. And it's incredible. I wish we did more of that still today.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that that larger ceremony is probably why all of these people have come back into our lives, right? At this time. It's almost like a beacon
Well,
Kaylee teases me about having the bat light. She says I shine a bat light and they come. And so, I think it's more the ceremony.
well, I think it also has to do with where we are in Earth's specific time and what's ready to pop. Because we're in a very, even though we're not technically at war, we kind of are. And so it's like something's got to break wide open, right?
Yeah.
In order for us to emerge into more evolved reality. So this story, it is coming. And I think that this story mirrors that very well, which is also why all of us have very similar qualities to what we had in that lifetime.
We
Just
do.
character traits.
Yeah, we have similar. We all do similar things, I think, in various ways, as the roles that we played in terms of that, right? So, like, you're a healer. I'm a healer. I learned that from my mother in that lifetime, and then, the diplomacy thing. So, being involved in the Alliance for Extraterrestrial Diplomatic Contact, my diplomacy stuff is coming out because we were like diplomats in that lifetime. I guess you could call us that. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, that's not what we called ourselves, but it's basically that.
Kind of the role. Yeah. So, and same with you, Jen. I mean, you joined the Alliance as well, so we're doing that kind of work now. So it's pretty cool. Hey, do you have those descriptors for the Alliance? Because we're changing what we do with the Alliance. Those ones, you had them downloaded?
Yeah.
Is that appropriate?
Oh, you mean to share?
Yeah. Or even the title? Do you remember the title? No? It's okay. Don't worry about it.
I can pull up the email that I sent to Sylvain, but I don't know.
It's okay. It was just a thought because the title was very indicative of what we did in that lifetime, as well as what the title is that we're going to be doing in this lifetime. So I thought that was cool.
Yeah. Well, and I think Sylvain said he was putting them up on the site, so they should be on the Alliance.
I'm not sure if they're up yet, but I can take a look.
But yeah, it is really fascinating to see how we're stepping into these roles now. And that's to what I was saying earlier about how I knew I was meant to do certain work and that I was open to. A lot of the spiritual work and all of that. Yes, of course, that I've known that that's who I am and what I need to do. But at that galactic level and stepping into those leadership aspects of that were the things that scared me so much. And so
they are up.
Okay.
So yours is, there it is. Oh, they need to change the name. But anyway, it's Special Advisor, Human Development and Interstellar Contact Readiness, Canada. That's your title. And then mine is Diplomatic Liaison for Cosmic Relations and Planetary Integration for Canada. So that's our roles. It is on the website. They still have another name, but they have your picture there. So I will have to,
like, another name as in not Jennifer.
Not Jennifer. Yes.
That's okay.
Another aspect of you.
No, it's another member. It's just a typo thing.
Clearly, we were meant to look at it.
Yes, we'll send an email. So yeah, so that's our roles are similar in a sense to the other.
Yeah, and we're meant to each step into our roles and the way that things are unfolding, the way that downloads are happening, the fact that we are getting information at an exponential rate. Yeah. I remember even talking with my aunt, and she was saying how, her journey and the time that it took for her spiritual journey and all of that, and noticing that, you know, in these generations, mine and well, ours, and then even moving forward, things are happening really fast compared to how they were. And there is an acceleration happening. And I think that because of that, we're getting this information and it's coming through, and we're able to step into these energies that much easier because we're being prepared for that.
Yeah. So this might change the subject just a little too much, but I just had a major aha about even location of where we currently live compared to what was going on. So
no, sure, please.
Yeah.
I mean, so 4.5 years ago, I moved from the mainland to the most remote place in the world, Hawaii. So
True.
I just full goosebumps. Holy, like down my legs too.
Yeah, me too.
And so in my Uluru life, I was on that remote outpost where people couldn't get to me unless they were really meant to. And then my counterpart here on the island, he eventually moved to that outpost with me in that other life, and we're here on the island together. It's so that's I don't know.
Cool. It is cool.
Geographically interesting.
Definitely.
Yeah. Well, and it's really interesting too, because I'm originally from the States, but I moved to Canada where Tanys lives, just like how I was displaced from my planet and went and lived in the Pleiades with Tanys in that lifetime.
And I live in the nation's capital, which is where we lived in terms of in the Pleiadian star cluster.
Yeah.
Was on the capital.
So that is pretty wild realization.
Yeah, I'm getting tons of chills on that. That's so cool.
Yeah.
Oh, Nalani says she was made in Hawaii. I bet there are a lot of people made in Hawaii.
We should have some t-shirts for that one.
We should. That's what you should get, Nalani. T-shirt. I was made in Hawaii.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Also, Jen, what do you need support from the community and us for the release of this book and compendium?
And what do I need? I think I'm still figuring that out. You helped me a bit in actually trying to figure out what I need. But yeah, to share about it, and to make, I'm gonna share posts. I'm gonna share things about the book, about it coming out, and if you guys are open to sharing that with others, spreading the word for it, and just helping to get that out to people so that they know that it's coming, that would be.
And then once you get your copy, doing a recommendation.
Yeah. Amazon review.
Yes. Amazon review. That's what I was looking for.
Yeah. Yeah. I got distracted by Kaylee's comment. Her editor needs to get the companion book edited.
Kaylee has a bit of a role.
Yeah, and I need to get a couple people who are willing to test run the guide, the Starseed guide, and make sure that it flows well, that it resonates.
I have
mine. So those are a few things that I'm looking for. So we'll take a few people who want to volunteer for that. So obviously, of course, Lisa, that would be wonderful. But if there's a couple people on here, if you want to just send me a message, we can figure that out, and I'll get those of you who want it to do a quick read through, make sure everything flows and makes sense and that there's not like, I don't know, there was some weird, just glitchy stuff happening. So I think it's all ironed out now, but yeah, I think that's really it. So some support there, spreading the word, getting people to know what's coming, share the excitement of it, comment. We talk about like and subscribe, right? So comment on things that you see, posts that are out there, and share them, because that really does help get the word out there. And and then I will need some pre-readers fairly soon that are willing to go ahead and give it a read through before it's out, so that we can get those Amazon reviews on there right away once it comes out.
And Melanie, if you want to give your email to Jen through her website, My Holistic Self, okay, or through Facebook Messenger or something, she'll get your email there so she can contact you, please.
Yeah, absolutely. And then we can get those out. So I'm not going to put it out for people to just go. I'll have to put in your information and then I'll email it to you.
Yeah.
I think that's it. I don't know. You're the pro on this one, Lisa.
I just, while you have, this is a good way to prep people for, and that's why we decided to talk about the book, since it's getting ready to be birthed.
It is. It is.
And you should talk about the other one while you're at it, Jen, because she did just publish one as well.
Oh, the one that
Sphere of Consciousness.
Yeah. So check out this one. And Spheres of Consciousness, it's not at all connected to the Lyran legacy, and yet it really is, in the sense that it was channeled as understanding that we had in that lifetime, but it's not meant to be anything with Lyran legacy. It's its own book, and it's a journal. And the premise of this is to understand the shift that needs to happen in terms of what we believe around awakening. So there's been a lot of different teachings out there in the world about what that looks like, about what consciousness is, and about how it unfolds. And, some of the more recent teachings talk about hertz, right? Frequencies. And we know that certain emotions resonate at lower frequencies and other emotions resonate at higher frequencies. And what ended up coming from that is that I've had people start to say, well, I'm still feeling sad, so I must not be on my journey. I must not be growing. Like, what happened? I fell back. And this came through actually with somebody asking about that. And I was able to get this beautiful image of the sphere and how all of the frequencies are within us all the time. It's not that we need to outgrow a certain frequency and we can only have love and joy and we're never going to feel anger or sadness. That's not what this is about. It's about understanding that that density is in there. But as we expand out into the sphere, into love and into joy, we're able to then bring that energy into the density. And that helps us to carry it in a new way. It's not that we will never experience those dense emotions again, but how we handle them and how we journey with them begins to evolve and change. And so this book walks you through that journey with journal prompts and practices that can help sit with the denseness, sit with that heavier energy. What is my relationship with it? Am I judging myself because I'm feeling upset about something? How can I navigate this with love? How can I navigate this with gratitude? What energy can I bring to it to allow me to hold space for it without feeling like I'm going to collapse into it? So
take a look at that, guys.
So that's what Spheres is about.
It's on Amazon.
Well, what I haven't been able to read that one yet, but what you just said fully resonates with my personal experience of when my husband committed suicide because I was already deep in the spiritual journey and expanding consciousness, awareness, love, all the things. And so when that happened, yes, there was that density, but I was able to navigate it in a very different way than most humans do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And so for me too, it resonates. And even though, I've been of the mindset of trying to keep our vibration high, for me, it's never like high. It's like high, right? So instead of being down here, like going like this, it's like up here doing this. So it's a smoother ride. You know what I mean? And that's sort of the visual that I get for it. So it's congruent with what you're saying in that way.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I like it. I liken it to, and I liken it to this in the book, a symphony within us.
Mm-hmm.
Right? We're going to have those deep bass notes. They're going to be there, but that's also part of the beauty of the symphony.
Well, and what I'm hearing right at the moment is those bass notes actually help to crack us open so that we can expand more, right?
Mm-hmm.
So without them, there would be no growth.
Yeah.
So, well, I am very surprised to see that we are almost at the end of our hour. I just looked at the time. I was like, oh, look at that. So what have you got going on, Lisa, in terms of how people should watch for you or see you show up in the world at the moment?
Well, so I do have a new, I don't remember if I had this last month, but I have my Wisdom of the Galactics activation series, which is 14 different videos and then meditations to connect with 13 different galactic races. So the first one is to meet all of them kind of as a council and then individual races. And originally I charged like $400 for that. And I have a coupon code. It's only $47.
Awesome.
Ooh, wow.
So,
that's amazing. Oh, yeah. So it's on your website, which is
it's not on my it's not on my website.
Okay. Would you like to post it in the comments?
Yes.
So you can send it to me if you like, and I can post it there in a private chat.
Okay, yes, I will do that.
And then it'll go out to all of them.
Okay, and then you have to use code SAVE300. But I want as many people to start tuning in.
Mm-hmm.
And it really does help people connect in a very safe way and on their own terms.
Awesome.
There we go. It's gone out to all of the chats.
Yay.
Awesome. That sounds amazing.
And then I do still have my multidimensional kit, which is free, and that's 5 high vibe meditations and an Ascension workbook.
Ooh.
That's on my website.
Awesome. So check out the website too. You'll find it there.
And I've got 2 new books that are coming through.
Beautiful.
One is The Bluer Life. The other is recently my husband, who's on the other side, came strongly, finish the book. I'm like, oh, okay.
Awesome.
Amazing. Well, that's exciting. And so the course that you're doing there, is it something that we do live with you? Is it something that we do on our own? Like, how is it?
Self-study.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing. You'll have to get me that.
Yes.
Beautiful. That's
so. What have you got coming up, Jen?
This book is like what I got coming up.
Well, we have Twillo Talk on Monday.
Yes, we have Twillo Talk on Monday, and then we have a support group on
Saturday, next Saturday, not
Saturday.
Tomorrow, next Saturday
Yes.
at 7:30, and you can sign up for that at Beyond Being Human. /support/groups. Is that what it's under?
/groups, yep.
Mm-hmm. Take a look at those there.
Mm-hmm.
That's where you're at?
That's where I'm at.
Okay.
All right.
Cool. How about you, Tanys?
So I've got the same things as Jen in terms of podcasts, and I had a download about a new book that I'm supposed to get out ASAP. Lead with love and let love lead you. So we're working on that. We being, them. And I'm also getting downloaded information about Tariel as well, and that lifetime too. So I've got 2 books on the go as well. We're all going to spend a lot of time writing in the next little bit. They seem to want us to write. So that's what we got. So there's lots of stuff coming, guys. So stay tuned to see what's coming up and get into all those things. Any last words of wisdom, Lisa?
Well, just based on the whole conversation, just really pay attention to where your thoughts are and where your judgments are of yourself and others. And see if you can start healing those judgments of yourself, because when you do that, that is when you stop judging other people.
Beautiful.
Jen?
I mean, yeah, I love what you're sharing, Lisa. What's coming through for me, and I say this often, is Rumi's quote, exhale only love. If we can do that, if we can just exhale only love, then we're going to hold space for what we need to and for ourselves.
Yeah. And I'm going to leave you with lead with love. Make sure that the decisions you're making are out of love, not out of fear. Thank you all for joining us. And don't forget to come back and visit us again. We'll be here next month, and Jen and I will be on again on Monday. So come join us. And for now, take care. Have a great day.